Hey, welcome back to the Your Pretty Pennies Wedding on a Budget series. This is video number 8 out of 10. I am so happy that you're here. Make sure you subscribe if you like this video on your way out, and make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please also share this video with some other ladies. Remember, just because you or someone you know may not be getting married yet, but if they're unmarried or engaged and in their wedding planning process, this video series is for them. My husband and I executed a $5,500 wedding when typically people paid $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 for their wedding here in 2020. And so I want to share with as many women how to execute a beautiful wedding on a budget so that they start their marriage off financially solid, financially stable, because as we all know, the number one fights most married couples have and most relationships have is financial issues. So we don't want to start off our marriage on a rocky foundation by putting all this money into a wedding, because after all, the wedding is a party. Your marriage is forever. All right. So also make sure to hit that description box and get the checklist and the wedding budget tracker and the actual real numbers of my wedding. I literally break down on a PDF form how much I spent on each thing and how I got to $5,500, what I spent things on. You'll see the line items, how much I spent on everything. I leave nothing on the table. So you want to make sure you hit that description box and get that. It's absolutely free. Now let's talk about today's topic, which is key wedding vendors, what to DIY, what to hire for, how we executed this $5,500, right? So our key wedding vendors were as follows. I'm going to give you the list and then we're going to talk about them. The first thing that I hired, one of the people I hired was a wedding decorator. So this was something that I had to think about a little bit, because at first, when I first started planning the wedding, I was like, okay, maybe I can DIY all these decor pieces and items and buy them on my own to execute the vision of my wedding. And I started to realize that that was stressing me out. And so for me, a nice size amount of the $5,500, which was about $1,500, I paid to an event decorator to decorate our wedding ceremony and our reception. And that was such a good item in my budget, because it would have stressed me out to DIY decor. I am not very decor savvy, interior design, event designing, and decorating. That's just not my ministry. So for me, it was stressing me out at the thought of even trying to find all the different things that I wanted to do to execute the vision and the aesthetic of my wedding. So what I did was I set the budget, like we talked about in video 2. I said I want to spend no more than $1,500 on the decor of both my wedding ceremony and my wedding reception. There are friends of mine that I have that's in the wedding industry that basically told me, girl, that is unrealistic. You need about $5,000 to execute the wedding that you want, to make it look the way that you want. And I said, okay, thank you for your information, your opinion. But remember, the moment you start tacking wedding onto something, they hike up their prices. So I did not go to a person who specializes in wedding decor. I went to somebody who's an event decorator, and she had decorated my wedding. And so I paid her prices for her event decorating, not wedding decorating, because if you would have said wedding decorating, she'd be like, oh yeah, $5,000 plus. Because automatically they assume brides are going to come out of a large amount of money, because they're usually emotionally led. And as you already know, we are leading with logic and with reason in order to execute this small budget, right? So I just reached out to people and said, how much do you charge to do this? I had a vision in my head. This is what I wanted. I showed them the Pinterest board that it looked like, and they said, oh, that'll be $3,500, that'll be $4,500, that'll be $1,500, that'll be $2,500. And I said, oh, the one that's $1,500, let me talk to you further. Okay, what items do you have? What photos do you have? What's your portfolio? Can I speak to some past clients? Did all of that. They loved her. I booked her. And basically, I had to pay her a deposit of $500. Then a couple months later, I sent her another $500. No, I sent her $1,000. Yeah, I did $500 up front, and then a month or two later, so she could get all the items and everything and show me what she was working on. I gave her $1,000 for her to get all the decor and the chairs and the table linens and everything ordered and in, so we can collaborate to create the wedding that I was looking for, right? So the wedding decorator, I paid $1,500, and then I tipped her at the end. The caterer was free because my dad, well, to us it was free. My dad paid for it as a gift. Like I said in budget video number 2, your goal is to identify your key financial contributors and have them pay for something to get it off your budget. So for Darren and I, the catering wasn't that much, wasn't a line item in our budget because it was free, because it was a gift from my dad, right? However, one of your key vendors is going to be food, and so if you have it in your budget, I want to spend no more than $1,500 to $2,000 on a small wedding reception. Remember, in the last video, I talked about your guest list and having a small wedding reception. You can have an open ceremony to where a lot of people can come, but make sure you keep a small wedding reception with no more than 50 to 75 people, to where you can spend less than $1,500 to feed all of them, so you don't have this huge budget, right? So therefore, that means if you don't have if you don't have $1,500 or $2,000 to spend on catering, another dope option is to have a private dinner at a restaurant and everybody pays for their own meal. This was going to be an option before my dad offered to pay for the catering when I was doing the budget, because I don't know about you, but I'm not super caught up in who does the food, right? So if I would have had a private dinner, and neither was my family really. So for example, if we had a wedding ceremony and then I invited all my family out, so like a family of 50 or 75 people, to a restaurant, the restaurant would have been more than happy to accommodate that many people, because, you know, that's just free money. That's just good money. We could have rented out the building, or, you know, reserved half the building, or whatever the case is. And then everybody paid for their own meal. My family wouldn't have had a problem with that. Like, nobody would have been talking about me, I don't think. And if they did, guess what, sis? Like I said in my other videos, we got married February 15th. Right now, it's in April. We are in April. Nobody has called me but my immediate friends and family, basically everybody on my bridal party. I have not talked to anybody else outside of those who are on our bridal team since we've been in quarantine. Nobody's asking to pay a bill. Nobody's making sure our kids got clothes or shoes. Nobody is doing anything for this household. Therefore, if I would have decided that we're having a private dinner and everybody pay for their own meal, I could care less what people think and what they say about me, because y'all not paying bills, sis. Y'all not paying nobody's bills. And that is the thing. You got to realize that life is more than this wedding. Life is more than this reception. There are a lot of people. It is the American way to spend thousands of dollars on a wedding, and then they're either in divorce or they're in financial shambles within a couple years. Like, don't be them, right? Don't be normal, right? Dave Ramsey says, live like nobody else so you can live like nobody else. Like, if everybody's doing it, don't do it. That's like my rule of thumb for everything in my life. If everybody is doing A, I'm doing B, because most people in boat A, I would not trade places with. So if I would not trade places with you, I could care less of what you think of how I should have handled my wedding, because I wouldn't trade places with you financially. I wouldn't trade places with you as far as relationship status. So therefore, I'm not thinking about what you're saying or how you worried about whether or not I should have did A, B, C, D, and E. Unless you're about to give me $2,500 to pay for all of y'all to eat, I don't want to hear a word, right? And that was my mindset and my mentality going into it, because this is about me and my husband. It's not about everybody else. Y'all are guests at our party, right? This is our celebration. Y'all the guests. Whatever we say go, not the other way around, right? So always remember that. The next thing that we paid for was florals, but we paid $61 total. I got fresh roses from Horrocks, which is a local floral shop here. Got it ordered a couple weeks before the wedding date. And my husband and the groomsmen and my dad and, you know, his dad and the officiant, everybody had on these boutonnieres that was real roses, and they were baby roses. And then my bridesmaids carried a single long stem rose, and then I carried a bouquet of single long stem roses. We paid $61 total for all of that, including the pins for them and some ribbon. I was not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on flesh florals that's about to die. Are you kidding me? And make sure you look at my wedding video, because you will see that it was still gorgeous and I didn't have a ton of flowers everywhere, and we looked beautiful walking down the aisle. My bouquet was dope, but I'm not spending a ton of money on stuff that don't last and don't matter. Like, it don't matter. Nobody is like, oh my gosh, 10 years from now, they thinking about your flowers at your wedding. Nobody. People are still talking about the food at our wedding, the vow exchange that we had, and how it felt to be around us. That's what people were talking about in the music. Nobody else is talking about anything else. And not even really the music. I take that back. Nobody has talked about the music but me and my friend Asia, and she's a DJ, so that's why she's into it. Nobody else is thinking about them flowers, right? Then we did makeup artists, hairstylists. Those obviously a given. Hairstylists for individuals who wanted their hair done. I didn't get personal hairstyling. My hairstyling was for my daughters. My two daughters, they got crown braids, and that was about $40 altogether. I got them a simple hairstyle that would last overnight. So I got them crown braids. It cost $20 to get their hair done. I paid $0. I did my own hair. I did a twist out, and then I pinned it up into a mohawk. I had a headpiece in the front, and then I had two side clips, and it was very, very cute. Bakery, we spent, for makeup artists, we spent $300. Bakery, wedding cakes for bakery, from the bakery, I went to Sam's Club. Let me tell y'all how I only spent $60 altogether for all of this dessert. Listen, what I did was, what had happened was, no, I'm just playing. So I had two separate cakes that I ordered. I ordered a full sheet. Remember, it was about 80 to 90 people that ended up coming to our wedding reception. So I had a full sheet of cake, and it serves 92 people when you cut the cake all the way up. And that was about $38 or so. And then I bought a 10-inch round cake that was just plain white, had a little bit of ruffles on the side or some type of decor on the side, and it was plain. The day of the wedding, I had somebody deliver the wedding cakes from Sam's Club to the wedding reception, so where the caterers were, so they could cut up the cake and everything. And for our personal cake that you see in the video that we were cutting by ourselves, my friend, my best friend, and also the wedding decorator, they decorated the cake with fresh roses on the top, and then they put a W for our last name in it, and it looks like it was decorated by a baker, like a, you know, like a really elaborate bakery. Again, nobody's sitting up here clocking your wedding cake. I've been into several weddings, and I can't even remember what their wedding cake looked like. And our wedding cake was simple, but it was pretty. It had the red roses, it had the gold W. It was gorgeous. It was really cute. It had the roses around the rim. It was on its own cake table with sequin linens, and it was gorgeous. Like, my event decorator, she decorated the whole cake table for us to cut in front of everybody. Gorgeous. But I only spent $60, sis. That's it. And guess what? We cut our cake. We had our piece of cake from our personal cake. We was able to take it home and freeze it. And then everybody else got the Sam's Club cake. Don't nobody know that it's different or it's from Sam's Club. They all loved the cake. They kept eating. They ate. They left. Girl, it was fine. $60 altogether. All right. And the roses from the boutonnieres and the bouquets and all that, those were leftover roses, what we used for the cake. So the roses for the cake ended up coming out of the $61 budget that we spent on florals. And then day of wedding coordinators, $0. Most people, this is another line item in their budget. Spend $0, get family and friends, and we talk about this in a bridal party video. That is video number 4. So go back to video number 4 on how to pick your day of wedding coordinators for free. But you should not be paying for day of wedding coordinators. You should not be paying for greeters or a wedding planner or anything like that. You're your wedding planner. Your greeters are people that you know, and your day of wedding coordinators should be people that you know. All right. DJ, I forgot DJ. So DJ costs us $400 altogether. He charged us $300 because it was off season to do the DJ work, and then $100 for uplighting. Usually he charges $200 to bring uplighting in, but he only charges $100 because it was off season prices, which always ask for off season prices if you can. That's a good tip. And so I spent a total of $400 for the DJ. The DJ, although this was a black wedding, we had a white DJ because my favorite DJs who I love entirely in Grand Rapids, I have about 3 of them that I absolutely love and adore. They're my friends, you know, A, B, C, D, and E. I didn't choose them because when I asked for quotes for them to do the DJing for my wedding, they said $800, $1,500, $2,000. And I'm not here to tell any other small business owner that what they prices are too much, too soon, too low. They should give me a discount, blah, 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 because I ain't having it for my business, so I'm not going to do that to somebody else's business. What I simply did was, and what I tell you in the budget video, set the amount that you will pay for that line item or that vendor, and you find somebody and keep finding somebody and keep going and asking for referrals and looking around and asking for quotes until somebody comes back with the number that's in your price range. For the DJ, that's exactly what I did. He said $300. This is before we talked about uplighting. And I said, oh, really? Okay. For 6 hours? Yep, for 6 hours. And so he's a white DJ. Don't necessarily know him like that. Never really heard him play music. He does have a wedding website. He specializes in wedding websites. The people that he gave referrals for loved him because I did get referrals and testimonials. I called people, they loved him. However, I gave him a before dinner reception list of songs to play. So I created my own playlist for my wedding. And then I gave him an after dinner reception playlist that you can play after 9 p.m. Get a little bit more turnt. It's love songs and everything up while we're eating dinner, through dinner, and then love song, you know, like the turn up music start coming on after dinner. And it went beautifully. Beautifully. And I only spent $400 altogether, including uplighting, sis. So it can happen. The thing is, back in video number 2, set your budget, set your limits for everything so you can set that overall budget, and then you get quotes and payment plans and you shop around based on what you've allocated in that budget. Don't go a dollar over and it will happen for you, all right? The next thing to do is to set payment plans with vendors. So once you get your key vendors, set payment plans to where every 2 weeks you pay them $100, $200, or whatever. And this is good because if you have people who are contributing financially and they contribute once they get paid. So for example, our mother-in-law and father-in-law, they sent us money every 2 weeks. But my parents, they gave us lump sums of money. So at one point, my mom gave us $2,000 and $1,500 and $2,000. And another time, my dad gave us $2,000 and this amount of money and this amount of money. So for those larger amounts, we put larger payments. We bought stuff that we needed to buy. And then for those small payments from my parents, my in-laws, we did the deposits and slowly paid vendors. And then at the end, we paid everybody in full digitally before the day of the wedding. So the day of the wedding or the day before is 2020, girl, or 2021 when you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, we have electronic payments. You do not have to come with checks and money with tips. Like, it's electronic. You already have their email website where you can submit payments, credit card payments, debit card payments, Cash App them, Venmo, PayPal. They accept it all nowadays, right? We all accept it all. So you can send those payments to get them paid in full before the day of your wedding in advance, including tip. Do not wait, all right? The last thing I would say, oh, photography and videography. Did I forget that? I did skip that too. So the last vendor on our list were photographers and videographer. So we spent $950 on photography and videography for the wedding and the reception. It would have been a little bit higher, but we actually bartered. My friends, they're the ones who did my photography at Snap Studio. Hey girl, hey, I'll put the link to them on below. So we did $950. Their package is a little bit more because $950 is not a lot for literally 8 to 9 to 10 hours of wedding, you know, video and photo. We had 2 photographers and I think 3 videographers, 2 to 3 videographers that day, and that's a lot of money. But my thing was, this was a bigger line item for me because I wanted to make sure that we can document this. I'm very visual, so I love looking at old photos. I still have her baby pictures. I made her baby books and, you know, photo album books and everything else. I love photos and video. So for me, that was on my high priority list, was them capturing my day so that I can relive it as much as I need to through video and through photo. If you're not really like that, if you don't really care about video and photos, don't spend as much on it. Don't get as much coverage done. But if you are sentimental when it comes to photos and videos like me, I spent a pretty penny on that, right? And so I bartered for a little bit of the price, and then $9.50 I spent on the rest of it in cash, all right? All right, and I was just gonna say, don't skip on wedding videography and photography. For my bridal shower, I tried to go cheap, and my photos turned out terribly, and my videos turned out terribly. I did not make the same mistake for my wedding photography, so I had to learn the hard way. And I was like, okay, let me see if I just hire somebody who's an understudy or who I really don't know to do my bridal shower photos. Wrong. Don't do it. Hire somebody experienced for your bridal shower photos and for your wedding photos and wedding ceremony photos and wedding reception photos and videos, because these are going to last forever. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, this is video number 8. If this is your first time watching me, go back and watch the other videos in this series. Also, hit that description box to get the link for the wedding worksheet that goes along with this. That's the checklist, it's the budget tracker, and also my actual budget broken down into what all we pay for to execute a $5,500 wedding on a budget. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share this video, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.